Myron still wants to be white, and I don't know why. Like, this, like, Candace Owens has, like, drifted away from attacking black people for a living. And I think part of the reason why she has is because she realized the Daily Wire was playing her. Like, yeah, talk crap about your own race, but if you ever say anything about this demographic, you're fired. She took part in videos about slavery and all of that. And the moment she started speaking about a certain community, the Daily Wire said, bye, you're fired. See ya. See ya. So Candace is done attacking black people for a living. Brandon Tatum, he's still over there doing his thing, attacking black folks. Stevie Knight, I don't know what's going on with him. But Myron recently had a debate with Sneeko, and Sneeko has, been like drifting away from the red pill and the right-wing stuff. And Myron is trying to tell Sneeko that everyone but white Christians in America are guests in America. Everyone but white Christians in America are guests. And his argument is that Muslims should not be able to do a call to prayer in New York, as if anybody would notice and as if any of this would have any real effect on American demographics or culture at all. And basically argues that everyone else in America but white Christian conservatives are guests here, despite the fact that white Christian conservatives are currently stabbing the country to death, metaphorically speaking, for now.
We are American citizens, but the Islamic faith is not. There's
nothing. I mean, you're just making up America. Like,
we're 1% of the population. That in itself proves that this is not a Muslim country.
You can single out anybody and say that they're a minority to some extent. It's not. You don't need to describe somebody just by their faith. You could say that your skin color is, or where you're from, or.
But when we're talking about
people
faith,
have glasses.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hindus, Jews, Muslims, we're all guests in America. Being honest, we all are. I'm not just saying this is as Muslims we're guests. I think.
What about minorities? Are minorities guests in America?
Like, what do you mean minorities? Like blacks and shit like that? Or
anybody not
Asians?
White? Anybody not white?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yeah.
We're also guests.
Yeah, white people built and founded this country, bro. We're all guests here.
Okay, so America is entitled to white Christians only. They're the only non-guests here. So you have to be
founders.
To be a true American, you need to be a white Christian.
I never said that.
That's literally what you're saying. You might not want to accept. See, conservatives always have this special rule for themselves built into their head that doesn't really exist. Like the Ignacio guy, the Italian guy who was like calling blacks moulignons and MLK's birthday belongs in hell. And then he goes on to say, the idea that all men are created equal should be a part of our heritage that's removed. It's not true. And it's like, do you understand that this isn't your heritage? Like the founding fathers did not intend for Europeans of Polish, Irish, Sicilian, and Italian descent to be here. In fact, they regarded even Germans as racially inferior to Anglo-Saxon Protestants. So like, it's really important to keep in mind that like the founding fathers never wanted you here. And this is something that I need all people who engage in racist rhetoric to understand. Because when I make videos and I say this stuff, people are like, you're going on anti-immigrant rants and do you hate this group? And no, nigga, do I ever, bro, I don't make videos attacking races of people on this platform. Because I don't believe in that. But if you are someone, and normally what's interesting is Anglo-Saxon Protestants usually don't even, where are them niggas? They don't even make content about this shit. It's usually someone who's not of that demographic talking the craziest. Nick Fuentes, Irish and Italian. Ignacio, Italian, a dark Italian. Peter Junta, another dark Italian. Myron, a Sudanese black guy. Like, it's never a white, like, Anglo-Saxon Protestant Christian doing the talking. In an era where you can say anything and basically not even get canceled, the demographic that I want to hear from isn't even doing the talking. It's the minions doing the talking. Minions' opinions. I don't want to hear this shit. Where's the boss? Bring the boss. Bring the boss. Where the boss at? All I'm hearing is people who shouldn't be talking. And then when I remind these people, you don't have heritage here, people say, are you going on anti-immigrant rant? No, I believe that if you're an American, you're an American. If you believe in the founding principles of this country and you're actually loyal to this country, you're an American. You don't need to be white, Christian, and Protestant to be an American. If you're Italian, Irish, and Catholic, and you're an American, then you're an American. But you have to actually believe in the founding principles of America. America is not just ideas, but it's also not just a heritage. In the same sense that if you took a bunch of white Orthodox Christian Russians and put them in America and took everyone in America out and swapped it, it wouldn't be America. They don't believe in freedom of speech. They don't believe in the rights that our citizens are supposed to have. They don't believe in the civic responsibilities that our statesmen are supposed to have. They don't believe in any of the shit that we actually founded this nation on at all. So it effectively would not still be America, because even though you have a race of people who match the race of the founders, white, and even though you have a religion that matches the religion of the founding population, Christian, the beliefs and principles of those people would not actually match what America was founded upon. So America can be two things. It can be a heritage, it can be a set of ideals, and it is both. And you don't have to be white, Christian, Protestant. You don't have to be a black descendant of slaves. You don't have to be either of those things to be an American at all. But if you're neither of those things, and you're grabbing a microphone and a camera and a computer and uploading content about how other people aren't Americans, I'm gonna have to remind your ass, who in the fuck are you again? Who are you again? Who are you? Yeah, okay then. It's funny how Myron actually believes that, like, oh, no. See, I'm a guest in America, but I'm a true American. You can't be a true American and be a guest. Either you're a true American or you're not, Myron. Okay? Like, either you're an Anglo-Saxon Protestant or you're not. Don't advocate for Anglo-Saxon Protestant white supremacy if you're not one of them, because you will find yourself in a world where you don't belong. You will find yourself in a system in which you don't belong. You will find yourself in a nation in which you are not considered a citizen. You're not a part of the club. There is no Myron exception. There is no Myron exception. You probably, Myron, don't even have any European DNA. I bet I have more European DNA than you. Like, come on now, and I'm black. So how do you, in your mind, think that you can be a true American while advocating for white supremacist ideology in America? It will never work. You are only an American because of liberal policies. That is the only reason why you are an American. If it weren't for liberal Americans who believed that all men were created equal and actually were against the Dixiecrat, conservative, white supremacist movement that now manifests as MAGA and the Republican Party, if it weren't for liberal Americans who stood against that, you wouldn't even be here. You'd be in Sudan. So I find it funny that conservatives are always, conservative minorities are always, black people should be grateful. Black people this, black people that. You should be grateful to both black Americans and white liberals. Be grateful, because if it weren't for those two demographics, you couldn't be here. It is unbelievable to me. It is unbelievable to me that people benefit from progressivism. People benefit from progress. People benefit from liberalism, then try to close the door right behind them. Oh yeah, Italians are white now? We're Americans now? Close the door. Oh, Sudanese people are American now? Close the door. Always trying to close the door on somebody. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, I didn't say that you're not a true American unless you're white and Christian. That's what you're saying. There is no exception for you, dude. You can't earn Americanhood in these people's world. White supremacy is not a meritocracy, my nigga. It's not. It's called white supremacy. It's not a meritocracy. It does not matter if you're the most, you could be the most talented human to ever exist and be black. If you're born into a white supremacist society, even if you're given the tools to actually show your talents, you'll never be considered equal to the most bummy, scummy, felony white man to ever live. He's still your superior because of how white supremacy functions. That is the reality of white supremacy. So for you to be sitting there saying all this nonsense to Sneeko and then saying, I didn't say that, no, that is what you are saying. And it's about time that minorities who align with white supremacy realize you are not a part of the club. The Cubans in Miami thought they were part of the club until they realized how many of them were actually illegal and were getting deported. Then they turned around and said, Mr. Trump, please have mercy. Then Matt Walsh jumped in and said, well, hold on a minute. It was MAGA, MAGA, MAGA this whole time. Now when Donald Trump's doing what he said he was going to do, now y'all are upset? Go back to Cuba. First thing Matt Walsh said. You want to know why? Because you're not a part of the club in his eyes. You're not a part of the club. You are not a part of the club in his eyes. Matt Walsh is not going to tell a white liberal to go back to Europe. He's going to sit there and just say, you're not on he's not going to tell them to go back though, but he's going to tell you to go back because in your mind, in his mind, you're not white. In his mind, you're not white. Can we please, please, please finally just admit this? This needs to stop. This just needs to stop. It is pathetic watching this. It's pathetic. I don't know why Myron is trying to appeal to white supremacy. You are not white, and that's okay. White people are not gods. As you can clearly see, half of their community is destroying the greatest nation. Well, probably not, but maybe one day we could be. One of the greatest nations, the most powerful and richest nation to ever exist, half of their community is destroying it. I feel bad for the blue white community. I feel bad for blue white America. Them niggas, I know they going through a tough one right now. I know they sick right now. Okay, the segment of the white community you're trying to earn the acceptance of is destroying modern medicine, rule of law, decorum, civility, civil society, international law. You like the side of white America you're trying to align with are not the white people that you think you're aligning with. You're aligning with the YNs, the crash outs of the white community. Okay? That's like trying to be cool with black people and you trying to, can I be a blood? Can I be a Crip? Like, why don't you just act normal? Why don't you just act normal? Be a normal person. Why don't you just come hang out with like normal people who happen to be black? You want to be cool with the Ku Klux Klan. You want to be cool with white supremacists. You want to be cool with neo-Nazis. And then you are surprised when they're kicking you out of group chats on Twitter. It's like, dog, like, you know how this works. They're going to use you to attack Jews and black Americans and all of these different demographics. And then when your usefulness is finally at an end, they're going to get rid of you. They're going to get rid of you. I am not a guest in this country. I am not a guest, and I would never assert that anyone else is a guest here either. But I most certainly am not a guest, okay? At all. My ancestry is solidified. Point blank, period. The Western Hemisphere, as we know it today, my ancestors were there from point A to point Z. Hundreds of years as slaves. Colonists coming over from Europe. My ancestry is as American as it gets. I am not a guest here. Ever, ever, ever. On either side of my family am I a guest. I am an American through and through. You might think I'm a guest, but understand and realize if it weren't for my predecessors, you wouldn't be here. That's what I don't understand about the Viveks, the Dineshes, the Myrons, who else is these fucking Colombians and Venezuelans and Cubans in Miami who like Trump. Like, y'all really don't know what you're dealing with, do you? You really don't. Maybe there is some truth to this guest narrative. Y'all really don't understand America and its racial and cultural dynamics, do you? Because if you did, you'd realize trying to cater to this side of the country is a fool's errand, but you just don't get it. Maybe there are guests, and maybe the guests are you. People who just don't actually believe in America's founding principles. People who don't believe in liberty, freedom, and justice for all. People who don't believe in equality. People who don't believe in progress and prosperity. Maybe you are the real guests. Maybe you're the actual guest. Maybe there is some truth to the guest narrative. Myron, you're not white, and that's okay. You don't need to be white to be valuable in this world. I'm sorry that you somewhere along the way got that perspective, and whoever did that to you, I hope that, you know, they reflect on the ideologies and perspectives they put into other people's minds, and they repent and recant before whatever God they believe in. But Myron, stop, dude. Just stop. You know, like dude, you're a law enforcement agent. You've served at the highest levels in law enforcement. You know, frontline law enforcement. What more is there to prove? You're an American. The end. Like what more do you need to, bro? You're not white, and that's okay. There's a white man as the president right now who's destroying the country. That should wake you up to America's racism. Do you think your black ass, you think your black Muslim ass could get up and be president and do what he's doing and get away with it? You couldn't. You never could, never will, never would. It's impossible. Do you think Barack Obama could have gotten away with it? Barack Obama is more loved than you will ever be 100,000 times over. You could live 100 lifetimes. You'll never be as liked as Obama. He couldn't get away with it. Biden is a white man, and he could never get away with it. This nation has a sickness, Myron, and you're participating in it with nothing to gain for yourself. You're a black Muslim, dude. I just hope one day you wake up, dude. I really do. You know, I really do. This stuff is beneath you, man. It's beneath you. You've served this country at the highest levels of law enforcement. What more do you need to prove? You've kicked down doors of human traffickers and gang members and all. Like, bro, what more do you need to fucking prove? Like, you're either you're an American, bro, or you're not. But under the ideology that you espouse, you are not an American. And don't think you're going to drag me or anyone else who thinks like me or has the same ancestry as me. Don't think you're going to drag us down with you. Because I am not a guest in the home of my ancestors. Never. Never. Ever. Period.